तो जो बच्चे देखते हैं अपने घर में, अपने एनवायरनमेंट में, आस पड़ोस में, अपने स्कूल में, वही बच्चे रेप्लिकेट करते हैं। प्री स्कूल gives foundation to the child for their lifelong. Basically, we need to give them scientifically designed activities, scientifically designed learning. Basically.
Hello and a very warm welcome to Great Principles. This is your host Seema Chhoriya and I bring to you another insightful session today. I consider teaching as one of the most noble and respected vocation and the greatest public service too. To serve through teaching is ensuring we nurture our future generation not only for themselves but also for the progress of a country and definitely the world too. My distinguished guest of today is an outstanding school leader who upholds the core values of education. Please join me in welcoming Mr. S.K. Rathor, founder, chairman, and managing director of Sanfort Group of Schools. Welcome to Great Principles, sir. I'm really honored to have you with me today.
Thank you so much, Seema, for inviting me on such a great platform. See, this is very wonderful to speak to your audience and to share my vision and my experience, what I have seen in the field for now for almost 23 years in education sector. So this would be a great honor for me.
Equally humbled and proud to have you, sir. So, sir, before we just dive into understanding how Sanford School grew and what is the vision behind it, I would first like to know from you what inspired you to be an educator. What is your once upon a time?
So, Seema, I was not from the education background basically. See, I I belong to a typical Rajput family, and my wife never been allowed to go for a job because in my generation, girls were not allowed to go out for a job or for anything. Uh, so my father was very supportive. My father thought, let's start a school for my wife basically. So the journey of this Sanford started from that very reason to engage my educated wife in some profession. So in 1999 we decided to start a preschool for my wife Kavita, who is founder of this basically journey. She founded and I later joined, and you can say she is my boss. So 1999 we decided to go for a preschool, and then in year 2000 we started our first preschool, and in 2009 December we launched our franchise model. So this is the journey started like this.
Wow. So, when they started such visionary start, when, then females were not looked upon as a career, were not given a lot of career liberty, that is the time when you and your family took this decision to give this kind of exposure. You have set an example. You were breaking the stereotypes and see where you are today. So, sir, I would like to hear it from you from one school in 90s to how many schools today across the globe?
So, Seema, we started our first preschool in year 2000. We started planning in 1999, but we started our first preschool in year 2000. And at that point of time, the concept of preschool was not so popular, and most of the parents asked why should we send our child of 2.5 years to a school. तो प्री स्कूल की बात नहीं होती थी, तो स्कूल क्यों भेजना है बच्चे को, 2.5 साल के बच्चे को. So even the concept, no, trained staff was there, trained teachers were there, how to handle a child of 2.5 years, 3 years. So we struggled a lot for 2 3 years initially. Then gradually we started, seeing the success of our first preschool. So this journey continued for almost 10 years. My wife added one more school. Then many of the parents come forward कि मैडम आप वहाँ पे स्कूल क्यों नहीं खोल लेते हैं, हम लोगों को इतना दूर आना पड़ता है आपके स्कूल में, आप अलग अलग लोकेशंस की बात करना शुरू किया उन्होंने. Then this inspired me, let's start thinking of some brand and some chain of the school. So then I started working on that for almost 1 year. I worked on developing franchise model, what kind of activities we should have, what different we need to offer to the children and parents, so that our when we launched our franchise model, many established brand was already there in the market. So it was a challenge for us, for a new brand. Always it's a challenge for a new brand to come in the market and establish in the market. So I travel a lot. Then I bring many new concepts from the out of the country, and technology we involved first time in the preschool education. So 2009 December, then our first franchisee was one of my friends who believed on my ability कि ठीक है यार ये brand बना लेगा. Second franchisee, third franchisee, fourth franchisee, fifth franchisee, all were parents of my existing students. So this is the journey. I didn't spend even a single penny on marketing to get franchisee on board. The friend and the parents initially 5-7 units we had out of those only. So this is the journey how it is started. And today we have more than 250 schools altogether in India, Nepal, and Bangladesh. So out of that, we have big number of preschools and some 12, 13 primary schools and two 10 plus 2 schools. So this is the number what we have from one school in year 2000 to this number in 2023.
So that's commendable, that's a huge number. And I'm sure the kind of hard work, so many nights that you must have spent planning this and executing this. But sir, this is the power of family. When your family start believing in your capability and when you unite together, that is when you can go ahead. And I don't think there is no other strength bigger than to have your own family. And I really I need not ask any kind of value proposition that Sanford Schools has, because as you said, you didn't spend a penny on the marketing, and today you have whooping 220 plus branches. That's a very huge number, sir. So it is said that if your product is good, you don't need any marketing or any ambassadors for it. So still, sir, for my audience, I would like to know what are the unique value propositions that are offered by Sanford, which makes it such a loved brand.
See, as we started with the preschool, so in case of preschool, the only USP what any preschool should have, that is the engagement of the children. See, if any child comes into the school, he or she should not want to go back to the home. तो एनवायरमेंट, जो टीचर्स का जो अफेक्शन है बच्चों के साथ में, जो प्ले एरिया आपने डेवलप किया है, humbleness of the staff, supporting staff जो है, that should bring that kind of environment in the system. So what I understand over these 22, 23 years of the time, see, in my schools, 90% of the admission happen once the child come to the school and उसने कहा कि मम्मी नहीं जाना है, अभी मेरे को और खेलना है. तो जब ये होता है कि और खेलना है, तो पेरेंट को लगता है मेरा बच्चा तो ऑलरेडी सेटल है यहाँ पर. So this is one thing. Second thing, in our case, customer and consumer both are different. Our customer is parent and our consumer is student. So in education sector, school education sector particularly, because whenever any child goes for higher education, so most of the time the say of the child will also matter. कि मुझे इस इंस्टीट्यूट में ही एडमिशन लेना है, इस कोर्स में एडमिशन लेना है, बट स्कूल एजुकेशन तक पेरेंट्स डिसाइड करते हैं. So in that case, when the consumer is different and the parents are different, we need to work on both of that. We need to work on the aspirations of the parent, what kind of a school, what kind of preschool the parents are looking for their children. One thing, what kind of satisfaction level they are looking from the school, and another thing, what kind of development we have to do in our children, so that they should be differentiated in the society when they are among the peer group. So this is the kind of things we have to work, and we as Sanfort we had worked in both the things very nicely. That's why I tell you, more than 25, 30 franchises are our parents only.
Wow. So your consumer is the one whom is your focus point. You ensure that your consumer is happy. You provide the right kind of environment. You provide the right kind of learning, and that consumer themselves are vocal marketers for the school. When they're happy faces, it's painful, to see your child crying and jumping on you from coming from school. But when he hugs you and he's very happy and he says, "I want to stay here," there is nothing else that a parent want. And I'm sure this is what is the successful ingredient of a preschool. So to all my dear viewers, all those who are into the schooling segment, sir has very precisely shared the successful ingredients which will make any school successful. So please focus on that. This is the, this could be the reason for the success and for the growing branches of Sanford. And we wish you more luck, sir, so that you grow more. So now coming up to my next question. In these times, with the information coming in, a lot of technological intervention, I would understand from you what is the importance of value education and how do you build the right foundation to inculcate values. सर अभी बोलते हैं ना आजकल के बच्चे के अंदर वैल्यूज नहीं है, सो हाउ कैन वी गिव द राइट स्टार्ट टू
So we need to keep a balance of technology, modernization, and the value system. What is the best in the country? See, in India is known for the values basically. तो जो वैल्यू सिस्टम हम लोग पिछले अपनी जनरेशन से कैरी फॉरवर्ड करते आ रहे हैं, दैट नीड टू बी इंटेक्टेड इन नेक्स्ट जनरेशन ऑल्सो. Then only the right education, I can say, right education is happening. So this is again a collaboration of parents and school both. School cannot give the values. School is there here to give the education and values both, and parents are there to help children in their education and give more of the values basically. So in our case, what we do, we keep on interacting with parents. Frequent interaction with the parents on the value system, on the development of the child is very important. It plays very important role. See, today's parents are very busy. If we talk about macros, today's parents don't have time to spend with the children, don't have value time to spend with the children, basically, rather. So, see, I do lots of parenting workshops, and in that, my main focus is to spend value time with your child. So, in that case, see, whatever, in our case, in case of preschool, because we started as preschool and I still are happy having growing the number of preschools. So, in preschools, my teacher says, "Good morning, beta, good morning." My teacher says, "Goodbye, good afternoon." So, this kind of thank you, my teacher says thank you. So, all the value words, what needs to be inculcated in the child of 3 years of the age or 3.5 years of the age, that we need to, stay in front of them. Children imitate whatever we do basically. तो जो बच्चे देखते हैं अपने घर में, अपने एनवायरनमेंट में, आस पड़ोस में, अपने स्कूल में, वही बच्चे रेप्लिकेट करते हैं बेसिकली. So in our case, this is the culture in Sanfort. See, we don't believe कि parent आएगा वो good morning madam बोलेगा तभी बोल रहा है. Our teachers themselves says good morning sir, good morning ma'am, good morning child. So this is the kind of culture we have developed in our system, whether it is our preschool or primary school or 10+2 school. Across the Sanfort, our teachers, or our principal or our center head herself come forward to greet the parent, to greet the children. So that is the way only we can, indirectly ask them to greet us also.
Yeah. Right. So, very rightly said, sir, that the school and parent partnership is needed to give right kind of value education to the children. And I really love the point where you mentioned that you did not, teach the values. Children are observer. So ensure whatever you are doing, your teachers are doing is right. So this again, sir, shared what very important point for us, that we need to train our teachers well, so that they ensure that their actions are in the right direction, so that children who are observing them, they also it passes on to them. So sir, now moving ahead to the another question. It is said that the preschool is just another commercial activity, and earlier तो they were not there. Now suddenly अभी इतने preschool खुल रहे हैं. So ज़रूरत क्या है? मेन स्ट्रीम स्कूल में भी तो नर्सरी होता है. This we keep hearing. And then there are few grandparents in the houses which are like, why I should have sent such a small child, you are mad, it's not needed. So आपकी क्या राय है, प्री स्कूल की जरूरत क्यों है, why are they needed?
So
Yeah.
I tell you, this is a myth. Why preschools are required? Preschool, gives foundation to the child for their lifelong, basically. And lots of studies shows the most of the development of the child's brain happen during initial 6 7 years of the age. So these are the years which are most important in child's learning system, basically. Education की बात नहीं कर रहा मैं, learning की बात कर रहा हूँ. And in our preschools or any preschool, any child didn't study anything, they learn, basically. They pick up the habits, they understand how to eat, they understand how to communicate with other people, to the adults, to the peer group, and how to all the manners and everything. So we give foundation to the human being. All the preschools are doing that job. So it is very very important. As far as commercial are concerned, see, we are giving services to the mankind, basically. Human being के लिए हम लोग services दे रहे हैं. Or services come at a cost. I am very blunt in that case. Services come at cost. Any services comes at the cost. So if you want quality preschool education, I'm repeating again, then you need to pay extra, because this is the age group where teachers had to work very very hard, because in this age group, many things children cannot express, teachers need to understand with their expression only. And the teacher student ratio is very low in this case. See, for every set of 10 students, we have one teacher, one auntie, one maid, basically. So this kind of, if you have to avail the quality preschool education, good services, good environment, then everybody has to pay the fee. जितने भी पब्लिक स्कूल्स है, प्राइवेट स्कूल्स, आई एम रनिंग 10+2 schools also, I am running primary schools also. So in that case also, everybody has to come forward to pay the fee, because we have to pay the salaries. और salaries अगर अच्छी नहीं देंगे तो अच्छी teachers नहीं आएंगी. We have to maintain the infrastructure. We have to add new things every year. We have to create new activities for the children. So there are lots of investments are happening. So yes, everybody has to pay for the fee of their children. I had also paid fee for my both the kids. They have grown now, but I have also paid.
Yeah. Completely agree with you, sir. And at this stage, when you are spending on the learning education of your child, you are actually investing. It's not the
Yeah, it's an
spending that you are
investment.
doing. It's an investment. And one more thing which I feel is that why preschoolers are of utmost need, because as you said, these days parents don't have time to spend with children. How are they going to learn? And when the mind requires so much of data at this age, no one is there to give them, so they get lost, they are not actively involved in anything. With the family size shrinking, अभी न्यूक्लियर फैमिली है, मम्मी पापा और एक ही बच्चा है, बच्चा क्या सीखेगा दिन भर में जब पेरेंट्स भी काम में बिजी हैं. So their preschools comes into picture because they get to learn from their peers also. एक साथ उसकी एज के बच्चों से मिलता है, खेलता है. पहले हमारे घर में ही इतने बच्चे होते थे कि हमें बाहर की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती थी. सो ये भी आई थिंक एक फैक्टर ऐड हो गया कि प्री स्कूल की जरूरत महसूस होने लगी. एंड दैट इज द गैप विच प्री स्कूल इज फिलिंग. So to my, I think this is my personal opinion, that why I think
Yes.
preschools is needed.
So this one of the reasons, because when the globalization was happening in our country, people are moving from their hometown to the big cities or metros to for the career opportunities. Nuclear families are increasing, so that is one of the reasons. But
Yeah.
in addition to that, now the science comes into the picture. So scientifically researched preschool program, scientifically proved preschool activities need to be delivered, basically. So whatever our grandparents, my father, mother did with my kids, at the time of my kids, they never went to preschool, because there was no preschool in the neighborhood. So
Yeah.
what my father, mother did, they taught them basic things, basically alphabet, numbers, rhymes, this kind of thing, and they give them value education, basically. But the critical thinking at this age, the reasoning, From where those kind of things will come?
Yeah.
How how did those people do the activities with the educational activities what we are planning? We have all the brands have research teams there in the back office who keep on planning for the new activities every time. So these kind of scientifically designed activities scientifically prove global education in the preschool level what is happening in any part of the world. We people are trying to come bring into our system. So yes, initially it started because of the increase in the nuclear families, but now it is a need because it is scientifically proved the growth of the brain of the child happen 90% of the growth rather happen during first 6 7 years of the age. So we need to give them your scientifically designed activities, scientifically designed learning basically. So that is another reason. That is a most important reason today. Yes, it started with the nuclear family. Now it comes to the science basically.
Agreed, sir. Definitely, because we need to understand the structure. And I think
Yes.
that, preschool educator, being a preschool educator is not easy because there are different kind of children. You have to understand which child likes to do what, and accordingly you need to design. So there is so much goes into it. Extensive training is needed. So definitely we parents are not able to do it because we lack that kind of training. So this is foremost reason again for the existence of preschool and the growing demand. So, coming to the last question of the show now, sir, what is your vision and the future for Sanford? Where do you see Sanford post 10 years from now?
See, Seema, if I talk about Sanfort only, this will not be, justice for the education fraternity or justice for the children or student of my country. See, my vision is to take quality education to the last mile, basically. See, if I talk about any place after at a distance of 50 kilometers or 40 kilometers or 60 kilometers from any metro or any big city, you even didn't find even a good primary school there. So my vision is for the rest of my life because now my children are into business. They have taken over very well this preschool business. So I am going beyond the cities. I am trying to open primary schools first, then upgrade it to 10 plus 2 schools in the rural or semi-urban area because this is the need what we need to cater as educators. This is not a matter of doing anything for myself or my brand only. We need to contribute to all the society also. Education is what every child has to have basically. Quality education is right of every child. So in my you can say the second inning in the education sector, I have started working on the rural area where quality education still is not there, and in that case we there is a big challenge uh, for the quality teachers in those areas. So I have designed a system where with the help of technology, with the help of the best teachers what are available in those areas, we'll train those teachers and we'll deliver the quality education with the help of technology there, so that a child of a village can come forward and become an IAS officer or become another FK Rathor. So this is the vision for the rest of my life. What I have already started working.
Wow. I started my episode saying that education is the biggest public service ever, and so you are the living example of it. So once you have tried to build something when it got established, now you're focusing on providing education where it cannot reach. And I think you are very right in utilizing the technology in its optimum manner because you rightly said people keep giving excuses. यहाँ पे ये कुछ नहीं होता है, वैसे नहीं चलता है, teachers नहीं मिलते हैं. But you mapped the technology and the teaching together, and this is how you're going to ensure the content is delivered in quality. So SK sir, I wish you all the best, and I'm sure there will be many educators that you'd like to join you in your this vision. And soon we will see that Sanford reaching in every corner of rural areas also with the quality education provided. So thank you so much, sir, for sharing your journey and ideologies to you with us today. I'm really inspired, and today I look up to and joining in your vision and taking up something, doing something for rural education too. So thank you so much, sir, for inspiring me and all my viewers. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Seema, for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to speak about my vision, to speak about my journey and what I am going to do for the society. So thank you so much and God bless.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.